Do you bleed a little or a lot when you have your period? Because, like, what's normal? I know the answer. Hi, I'm your local OBGYN. I love women, and let's talk about it. So, you're not bleeding into a cup and measuring it every single day of your cycle. So, how do you actually know what's technically considered normal? Is there a number? And are you normal? Well, the studies have shown, and I'll tell you how they did the studies. They actually had women bleed into a pad over and over again in the cycle, like lots of women, and they knew how much the pad weighed dry. So then they kind of like checked the weight of things. They know the weight of most menstrual blood, and then they were able to figure out that most women bleed on average about 80 cc's or 80 milliliters of blood every cycle. So that's an average. Now, you might think like 80 cc's, not so much. So your average like Coke can is like a little over 200 cc's. So you're talking about like a third or so of a soda can for the entire week. It's not the same for everybody. And I'm going to tell you, when we're talking about a menstrual pad, the blood that's sort of like coating the top, it does not look the same. It looks like way worse even when it's totally normal. So it's kind of hard to subjectively tell. So what I think is concerning as far as a flow, like an amount, is when you are saturating a heavy pad in like 2 hours. Okay, so if in 2 hours or less you can saturate an entire, more like heavy pad, you need to be in somewhere or getting seen pretty quickly. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't bleed more if you bleed average for too many days. All of these things can still make you anemic, but if you actually took a squirt bottle of 10 cc's and like laid it out on a pad, you'd be like, whoa, it looks like so much more than what it is, and it might surprise you.